Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So before we jump into this channel, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my week. I hung out with my mom and my nephew, and it was so much fun, and I hope you guys had a fantastic week, went shopping, whatever. So, and again, before we jump in, this is going to be my love story about me and my girlfriend right now, and it's full of twists and turns, and it has a surprise ending. So sit down, buckle up, grab some popcorn, because we're about to jump on in. So I was dating this girl named Andy at the time that I had met through my friend Molly, which is what we're going to call them. And our relationship was rocky from the beginning. It wasn't, that great. We argued and we fought all the time, and so it just wasn't that great. But I did have this friend named Amelia, whom, I did consider a good friend at the time. However, I decided later, I found out later that she was a snake in the grass, and all she wanted to do was get with Andy. And, we were at the movies one time, me and Andy, and she gets a text on her phone from this girl named Jessica, whom everybody knew who Jessica was, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, she's attractive and she's good looking. Like, everybody knew who she was, but why was she texting Andy's phone at the time? And I read the text messages, and she was pretty much like, this girl named Amelia, and she thinks you're really cute, and she, wants to be with you, basically. And I was really upset, and Andy was like, don't worry about it, like, she's not cute, I don't want her, like, just chill, like, don't worry about it. So I was just like, okay, whatever, and I kind of let it brush over my shoulders. Well, a few weeks later, me and Andy broke up. It just wasn't a good relationship, we just weren't working out. And as soon as me and Andy broke up, I get a friends request on Facebook from Jessica. And I was like, what? Like, I was so confused. Like, why is this girl that tried to break me and, my ex-girlfriend up at the time, why would she try to get in contact with me? Why would she want to talk to me? So as soon as I denied the friends request, because I didn't want anything to do with her at the time, I get another friends request from Jessica, and I was like, why is this girl, like, blowing up my phone? Like, I hated her. Like, I wanted nothing to do with her. And it went on for a few days, this whole sending me a friends request and me denying. It happened for about 3 days. And you know what? I was like, the feelings are gone from Andy. It's time to move on. So I accepted the friends request. As soon as I accepted this friends request, I get a message from her that's like, hey, I'm Jessica, what's up? And I was like, what? Hey, what's up? And so, we talked from there, and it wasn't a very long conversation. I'd say about maybe 30 minutes. And after that time, she was like, hey, I'm getting off of here, text me, and she gave me her number. I was still so confused as to why she would try to get in contact with me, why she wanted to talk to me after she tried to get her friend, which I thought was my friend at the time, with my girlfriend at the time. And so I texted her, and she was like, hey, you texted me. And I was like, yeah, hey, what's up? And it kind of went from there. She started to become way more open, way more generous, wanted to buy me food. I was, stretching my ears at the time. She's like, oh, I have tapers and plugs. Like, let's hang out, and I can give them to you. And I was, like, into it because, I thought she was attractive, and I was like, yeah, sure, if she wants to be friends, we can be friends. She immediately called me her best friend, and we just had that, like, instant connection. And the first time we hung out was March 18th, 2011, which was her birthday. And her and her friends and her siblings were going to the beach, and me and my friend Molly, we were still friends, and she invited us, so we went. And we weren't there very long until people started complaining about being tired and hungry. So we left, and we drifted a little bit from our car. So we were walking back to our car, and me and Molly were talking, and then all of a sudden Jessica, like, sweeps up by me and holds my hand. And I was so confused. I was like looking up and I was like, oh my god, she's cute and she's attractive and she's holding my hand right now. Like, what? What do I do? And we didn't talk the whole time. She just held my hand all the way to our cars, and then we just, split like that. Well, me and Jessica started talking more and more, and, I kind of felt like she had feelings for me, but I wasn't exactly sure because she had never really been with a female before. So I was a little confused, but I still kind of felt like she had feelings for me. Well, anyway, so a few days after that, I started becoming friends with her friends, which definitely was not a good idea because they just weren't good influences on me, on her, or on our friendship at the time. And I started hanging out with them, and they liked to drink and get high, and I just kind of became a part of that and started doing those things, which I really shouldn't have done. But nevertheless, we went to this party, and I ended up hooking up with this guy, which I really shouldn't have done, and I didn't tell Jessica about it. But she found out, and it really broke her heart, and I really messed up. I should have never been there, A, and B, I should have told her the truth as soon as it happened. And I'm really, truly sorry about that. And, and if you ever mess up, if you ever make a boo-boo with your significant other or whomever you're with, just tell them, because they will find out, and it's going to hurt them a lot more coming from somebody else than it is from you. So definitely tell them. Anyways, from there, fortunately, she never truly got over it, but she just forgave me for it, and we moved past, and we got together. But it was just awful timing because I was still in school, and I still had exams and everything like that, and she had graduated, and I had found out that she was talking to females behind my back, which really hurt. Not necessarily because I didn't trust her, but because I didn't trust these females because they hated me and they were snakes in the grass and they would have done anything they could to break us up. So we broke up from there and we stopped talking for a long time until and until we started talking again, which I would probably say was a couple of months after that. But again, we tried to jump into our relationship so quickly. We just never had a chance to just be friends. And, I was talking to people behind her back, my exes, and I shouldn't have done that. I was a kid and I was human, and, I was bad. But then we stopped talking again after that. And I had gone to North Carolina with a couple of my friends, and I had found out when I came back that Jessica was in a relationship with this guy. We're going to call him John. And from what I heard, they were a very serious relationship, and that he had proposed to her and that she had said yes. And it broke my heart, and I was very upset, and I just didn't want to talk to her. But somehow we started talking again, and come to find out, he had proposed to her, but she had told him no, and he gave her the ring. She tried to give it back to him, and he wouldn't take it back. And she's like, yeah, we're still together, but we're not engaged, and yeah, basically. Well, me and Jessica started messing around, and it had came to the point where I was like, you need to either be with me or cut it off with me, because I can't take being the other woman in this situation. Well, somehow later on down the line, my sister had gotten in contact with Jessica and was basically like, my sister's in love with you and she really wants to be with you, and if you truly love her and want to be with her like you say you do, then you need to cut it off with John and be with my sister. Well, thankfully, she woke up and she broke up with John, and we got back together. But it didn't stop there. We were together, and I continued to talk to my ex behind her back and lie to her, and I was just doing a lot of things I should not have been doing. And I really hurt her, and it really gave her bad trust issues, and not only me as her friend, but also our relationship. And she was basically like, look, I love you, but if you want to go be with your ex, then you need to go be with your ex. And if not, you need to figure your stuff out before you can fully be with me. And it really set me back, and I was like, she's right. Like, I have no more feelings for my ex. It's time, I grow up and be a woman about it and tell her straight up, I love you, I want to be with you, and there will be no more exes. And so she was like, okay, I understand, but we're going to have to take this slow, because neither one of us wanted to rush into a relationship so quickly after just us continuously hurting each other the whole time. And so we stayed friends until she got with this female that we are going to call Sonia. And they were together for a while, and they seemed really strong, and they seemed like they were really good together. And it kind of scared me a little bit, because I was like, I really like this girl, and she's with this female that, I always thought that was it. I thought I would never have a chance to be with her again. And eventually they broke up, and me and Jessica wanted to be friends again, because we thought it would, we might as well just be friends than not be anything at all, because we both genuinely still had feelings for each other. So we stayed friends until I was working one day, and one of my friends at the time that I was very close to, we had a falling out, but then that day I was working, and she came in and we made up. And I had told Jessica all the time how I missed this girl as my best friend, and I told Jessica about it, that we were friends again, and she was very upset about it and was very mad and just didn't like it at all and hung up on me, and we stopped talking for a while. And I stayed friends with this girl, and I turned 21, so I was in that party phase, and I was drinking, and I was being promiscuous, and I was doing a lot of other things that I really shouldn't have been doing. But she was my friend, and I was single at the time, so I thought, hey, I'm free. And it never stopped me from missing her, though. I always missed Jessica. And then after 3 months, I was at the point where I was like, we need closure. I need to get in contact with Jessica. I need to tell her I'm sorry. I need to tell her what she did to really, hurt me, and that would be it. So Jessica called me, and we started talking, and, I told her, listen, you really hurt me. You did these things behind my back. I did these things. I hurt you. I understand that. Whatever. And I thought that was going to be the end of it. I thought we were done. So, and it kind of progressed from there. We started to talk more, and we were like, well, we're going to be friends. And from friends, we became best friends, and from best friends, we started gaining a lot of those feelings for each other again. And eventually, we got back together. It was actually February 14th, 2016 of this year. It was our Valentine's Day. There was no fighting. It was just so nice. And I was done just talking to her. I was like, okay, Jessica, will you be my girlfriend? And she said yes. And we have been fantastic this whole, time we've been together. And I still count, the year and a half before I actually asked her out of us being together. I'm sorry. But it's been really nice and smooth sailing. But of course there's arguments, because in every relationship, there are still going to be arguments that you either have to communicate with work on and grow, or if you just realize it's just not worth it anymore and you have to move on. Fortunately for us, you know, we've been able to talk more and really work on our problems. And I'm not going to say that it's the perfect relationship, because it's not, but we both really messed up. I really messed up, and, you know, she messed up. But we realized we really loved each other, and it was time to move past it and try something new, you know, with us. And it's been working this long, and I love her. And I wouldn't change, you know. I mean, I would change some stuff in our past, but I feel like it just made us stronger. We're here today, you know, and I can genuinely say she's my high school sweetheart, and that I love her, and I hope to stay with her forever. But that's the end of the video, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. So give me like, comment, and subscribes, and I'll make sure to comment back to you as well. And if you have any suggestions on any other videos you'd like to see, drop it down below, and I will do it for you guys. Until next time,